सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. Yesterday we had seen Vibhishana surrenders unto Bhagwan Ramchandraji. Bhagwan accepts him. They all reach the ocean shore. Now the problem was how to cross over this ocean. Bhagwan could very easily dry up the entire ocean with one arrow, but then he was a man of propriety. He knew how to behave in the right way in the society. So he asked advice from Sugriva and Vibhishana. O kings, how should we cross this ocean? So then Vibhishana said, Bhagwan, though you could dry up the entire ocean with an arrow, but the right way would be, let us request Varuna Devata in order to give way. With humility, with prayer, let us approach Varuna Devata. So Bhagwan said, yes, let us try that. Though Lakshmana didn't like it, Bhagwan approached the ocean, put the darbha grass there, and sat fasting, praying, and in mauna. Well, on the other side here, Ravana had sent 2 spies, Dutas, in order to see how Vibhishana is treated in the Bhagwan's camp. Because Bhagwan had left Lanka, Ravana was curious how he is treated. So 2 spies, Rakshasas, the main one being Kusha, they had come in the monkey form and they were amongst these monkeys. So they were watching everything. They saw how Vibhishana surrendered to Bhagwan and how Bhagwan embraced him and made him sit beside him, and how much importance, how much love he gave him. All these things, these Rakshasas were watching. So a time came when they were so full of love for Bhagwan, respect for Bhagwan, that they forgot that they were in the Rakshasa body. They forgot their disguise and suddenly they had taken the form of monkeys, but they forgot it and they became Rakshasas. So all the other monkeys, they saw these 2 Rakshasas, caught hold of them, and then started ill-treating them, beating them, etc. And they were just about to cut their nose and ears. At that time they said, please, in the name of Bhagwan we plead, please don't mutilate us, cut off our limbs. So when they took the name of Bhagwan, they left them. They brought them in front of Lakshmana. Lakshmana just smiled, said that let us leave them. But then he wrote a message for Ravana. He wrote a message and gave it in the hands of these two messengers and sent them back. So both of them singing the glory of Bhagavan, they reached Ravana. So then Ravana started inquiring the details. How are you? How is Vibhishana there? Then, how are their army? What is their strength? And what about these two tapasvis, Rama, Lakshmana, etc.? He inquired. So though he was inquiring, these two messengers were quiet. So looking at their face, Ravana said, what happened? Why are you looking so astonished with wonderment? What happened to you? Tell me. So now these two messengers are answering the question of Ravana. 4 questions. Now let us see the further thing. नाथ कृपा करी पूछे हूं जैसे मान हो कहा क्रोध तज देसे. O Lord, now please listen to us, giving up all anger. Whatever questions you have asked, we are going to answer them one by one. The first question related to Vibhishana. मिला जाय जब अनुज तुम्हारा जात ही राम तिलक तहि सारा. O Lord, the moment Vibhishana came and prostrated to Bhagavan, he gave him he put the Raj Tilak upon his forehead, meaning he made him the king. So this is with regard to Vibhishana. He made him the king himself. Then रावण दूत हमई सुन काना कपिन बांधि दीन हे दुख नाना श्रवण नासिका काटे लागे राम सपत दीने हम त्यागे. Now as far as we are concerned, they caught us. They came to know, when they came to know that we are nothing but Ravana's Duta, they caught hold of us, they started beating us, and as they were going to cut our nose and ears, we said, in the name of Bhagavan, please leave us. And they left us. So this is with respect to us. Now with respect to the army of Rama. पूछहु नाथ राम कटकाई बदन कोटि सत बरनि न जाई. O Lord, as far as the army of Rama is concerned, we cannot describe their strength with hundreds of crores of mouth. Nana barana bhalu kapidhari bikatanana visal bhayahari. All kinds of bears, all kinds of monkeys, very frightening, huge. Jehipura dehevu hateu suta tora sakala kapina mahatehi balu thora. That monkey who came here in the in the Lanka, and the one who destroyed he burnt the entire Lanka and killed your son. O Lord, he is the weakest among all. He is the weakest monkey. Meaning, all the other monkeys are stronger than him. Now, why did he say that? See, normally what happens is, we can only guess. Hanumanji is always humble. He never tries to show off his strength. Especially in front of Bhagavan, he is always in a prayerful mood, in a submissive mood, in a humble mood he comes. So normally what happens is, when you see a person who is very simple, very silent, very submissive, so naturally the tendency is to think that he is the weakest person, isn't it? The one who is shouting and roaring and threatening, etc., making lot of noise, we tend to think that they are very powerful. They may be totally hollow. So these two dutas, when they saw that this Hanumanji was always in a very submissive mood, doing, and even if you see, questions are asked only to Sugriva, Vibhishana, etc., not to Hanuman. So therefore these duta might have thought this person is the weakest. So therefore these dutas are saying this, the monkey which came here, who burnt everything, he is the weakest among all the other monkeys. Amit naam bhata kathina karala, amit nagabala bipula bisala. There are very many of them who are very strong. They are so strong that their power is not in in terms of horsepower, their power is in terms of elephant power. Innumerable number of elephants, that much of power they have. Some few names I will list out, O Lord. What are their names? Dvividh, Mayand, Neela, Nala, Angada, Gada, Vikatasya, Dadhimukha, Kesari, Nishatha, Shatha, Jambavan. These are some of the monkeys. These are some of the great warriors whose strength is incomparable. Ekapi sab Sugriva samana. All these monkeys are as strong as Sugriva. Inasama kot in a ganai konana. Who is able to count all of them? There are crores of monkeys like this. Ram kripa atulita balatinahi trina saman trailokahi ganahi. Now that Bhagwan's blessing is also there upon them, they think that even the three worlds are nothing but a blade of grass. That is the kind of confidence they have, strength they have. Asmay suna shravana dasa kandhar padumu atharah juthabu bandar. We have heard, this is what we hear. We hear that the strength of their army is 18 Padma. 18 Padma means 18,000 billion. This many Senapatis are there. This many commanders are there. That is what we have heard. Nath katakamaha sokapi nahi jona tumai jiteran mahi. Oh Lord, there is not even a single monkey who cannot individually defeat you. Means every monkey is stronger than you. Parama krodh mi jai sab hatha ayusu paina dehi raghunatha. Every monkey is so angry with you. They are what you call crushing their hands, squeezing their hands with anger, but Bhagavan is not giving them permission, therefore they are there. You know what their thinking is? This is what they say, each and every monkey, this is what they say. So shahi sindhu sahit jashabyala. We will dry up the entire ocean filled with snakes, fish, etc. Either we will dry up the entire ocean or purahi nata bhari kudhar bisala, or we will fill the entire ocean with big mountains, hillocks, etc. This is their level of confidence. And you know what they are saying? Mardi gard mila vahi dasa sisa, aise hi bachana kahi sab kisa. They say, we will crush that Ravana, squeeze him and make him one with dust. This is what these monkeys were saying. Garjahi tarjahi sahaja asanka manahu grasana chahat hahi lanka. They were threatening and roaring, totally fearless. It appears as though they will swallow the entire Lanka. Sahaja sura kapi bhalu sab punisira par prabhu ram ravana kala kotikahu jiti sakahi sangram. By nature, they are very strong, they are very fearless, but on top of it, Bhagwan's blessing is also there upon them. Oh, therefore, O Ravana, even if crores of Yamaraj comes and fights with them, they will defeat them also. That is the level of strength, that is the level of their confidence. So this is about the army. Now about Rama and Lakshmana. Rama teja bala buddhi vipulai sesha sahasa satak sakahi nagai. O Lord, this Rama, who is none other than Bhagavan himself, his tej, his brilliance, his bala, his strength, his buddhi, his intelligence, even 100,000 Shesha Bhagavan cannot describe it completely. Sakasar ek soshi satasagar, even one arrow of his is enough in order to dry up the hundreds of oceans. Tava bhratahi puchev nayanagar. But even then, Bhagavan, who knew how to, deal with situation. He was a man of propriety. He is a man of etiquette. So even though he had that ability, he requested your brother how to cross this ocean. So according to the suggestion given by Vibhishana. Now that Bhagwan is there on the shore of the ocean, praying to the ocean to give way. So this much Kusha, this Duta, he said and kept quiet. Sunat bachana bihasada sasisa. Ravana laughed loudly listening to these words. Then he said, Jo asi mati sahaya krita kisa. O Shuka, now I understood the strength of this tapasvi, this Rama, his strength and intelligence I understood. Look at his intelligence. He has taken monkeys as his, support to help him in fighting the war. That itself shows how much intelligent he is. Sahaja bhirukar bachana dridhai sagarasan thani machalai. That Vibhishana is a coward by nature. Listening to his words, going in front of the ocean, and like a child praying to the ocean, "Oh ocean, give way." Look at the foolishness of this person. That shows how much courageous he is. He is also a coward only. And moreover, there is no bala. If there is bala, why should he pray in front of ocean? Moodha mrishaka karasi badai ripu bala buddhi taah mein pai. Now I understood his strength, his intelligence, etc. You are unnecessary, you are falsely, praising him, that's all. Sachiv sabhit vibhishan jaake vijaya vibhuti kahan jagatake. When you have kept such a fearful Vibhishana as your minister, where is the question of gaining victory and prosperity? It is impossible. So now the logic given by Ravana is perfectly right. The one who takes the help of monkeys. Now why should he take the help of monkey if he himself is powerful? So that shows he has no bala. That also shows he has no buddhi also. These monkeys, who will take them as army people? And moreover, requesting in front of ocean. If he is so powerful, he should have dried up the ocean and crossed. The very fact that he is praying to ocean, listening to this Vibhishana, that itself shows he has no courage, he has no strength, he has no intelligence. I have understood his power. This way he said. So, in argument, this Kusha, he loses the battle, arguing with Ravana. So, then what happened? Sunikhala bachana dutarisa badhi. When this Kusha heard this Ravana's argument, he became very angry. Samaya bichar patrika kadi. And then he took out the message, the letter which Lakshmana had given him. Ramanuja deen hi yah pati, nath bachai judavat chhati. O Lord, the younger brother of Ravana has given this letter. You get it read from others and cool your heart. Now see, these are the words told by a messenger, a Duta. Actually, a Duta is not supposed to raise his voice in front of king. Now you will find that this Duta he has become so fearless in front of Ravana. Bihasi bamakar lini Ravan sachiva boli satar lag bachavan. He took that letter from his left hand as though showing disrespect, and then asked one of his ministers to read it aloud. So what was written in that letter? Batah manasi rijhai satha jani ghalasi kulakhis Rama virodhna ubarasi sarana Vishnu ajais. O foolish fellow, O fool. This was what was the content of the letter. O fool, don't play with words and cheat yourself, and thus kill yourself and your family. As long as you are hostile to Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra ji, even Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara cannot help you. Kitaji man anuja iva Prabhupada pankaja bhrang hohi ki Rama saranala khalakula sahita patang. O fool, you have a choice. Either become a bee and surrender unto Bhagwan's lotus feet, just like your brother has done. Either become a bee or become a moth and get burnt in the fire of Bhagwan's arrow. This is the choice you have. Either become a bee and surrender, or become a moth and get burnt to death. Sunat sabhaya manas mukha musakai kahata dasanana sabhi sunai. And when Ravana read that letter, a little fear arose in his mind. For the first time, Ravana is a little fearful. He wanted to laugh, but that laugh became a smile. Normally, every time he laughs loud. But reading that letter, he could only smile. That was the power, that was the force of the words of Lakshmana. And then, with a smile, he said to all, what did he say? Bhumi parakar gahat akasa laguta pasakar bhagbilasa. This younger brother, younger tapasvi, he is good in play of words. His words are like a person who has slipped and fallen, and he says that he wanted to catch the akash, the space. That is why he is lying down. Actually, he has fallen, but he doesn't want to admit that he has fallen. Instead, he says, I am lying down in order to catch the space. Kah sukhanat satya sababani samujahu chadi prakriti abhimani. Again, Shuka now started advising Ravana. Whatever I have spoken, O Lord, it is 100% true. Please give up your ego, your arrogance. Give up your anger. Give up your hostility, your enmity towards Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra Ji, and then surrender unto him. Give back Sita Mata. This is what is good for you. Bhagwan, if you surrender, Bhagwan is very compassionate. He will forgive all your sins to such an extent that he will totally forget them also. He will forget and forgive you. So the best thing is, please surrender unto Bhagwan Ramchandra Ji. Janak Suta Raghunatha hi dije, etna kaha mor Prabhu kije. O Lord, only do this much. Give back Janaki Mata. And the moment he said that, Ravana became very angry. Jab te hi kaha den baidehi charana prahar ki na satatehi. And then Ravana became very angry. He kicked him also. Whom? Shuka. He kicked Shuka. Nai charan siru chala sota kripa sindhu ragunayak jaha. He bowed down in front of Ravana, and then he also went to Bhagavan Ramchandra Ji. Who? Shuka. Just like Vibhishana, he also went. Kari pranam niji katha sunai Ram kripa apani gati pai. He went to Bhagavan, surrendered unto him, and then he regained his original form. That's what he said here. Actually, this Shuka was a great Muni. So because of Agastya Rishi's Shapa, curse, he had become a Rakshasa. So there is a story that Agastya Rishi wanted to have he had invited Agastya Rishi for some some food, for Bhiksha. So this Muni was doing some kind of yajna in order to destroy the Rakshasas. So there was a Rakshasa called Vajradanta. So this Rakshasa, when he came to know that Agastya Rishi had come, so Agastya Rishi had come and he said that I'll take bath and come back. So this Rakshasa took the form of Agastya Rishi and then told this Muni that today I will have sheep for food. The flesh of sheep. This is what I want today. So thinking this Muni prepared some non-veg item. And then it is said that this, Vajradanta, he disappeared. So the original Agastya Rishi came. He had food and he understood that this is non-veg. And he cursed this Muni. He said that you are giving me flesh, so may you become Rakshasa who always eat flesh. So then this Muni said, no, I didn't do that, etc., etc. Then Agastya Rishi in his meditation, he tried to find out what exactly was the problem. Then he understood everything. Then he said, okay, you will become a Rakshasa in the army of Ravana. You will become a Duta, and a time will come when you will surrender unto Bhagavan, and at that time you will regain back your original state. So this is what happened to Shuka. So he regained back, he became that very same Muni, and then went back to his ashrama. Now Bhagavan here, so that episode is over. Now again camera is shifted to Bhagavan. So what is Bhagavan doing now? What is Bhagavan doing now? So he is on the shore of the ocean. He is sitting there, fasting, praying, requesting, etc. 3 days are over, and even then no response came from Varuna Devata. At that time, Binayana manat jaladhi jada gaye teen din beeti bole Ram sakopatab bhaya binu hoina priti. Even after 3 days, when there was no response from Varuna Devata, Bhagavan became angry, and then he said, without fear there is no love. Only with fear love is valued. Lachmana ban sarasana anu sosho baride bisik krasano. Lakshmana, bring my bow and arrow. Let me dry up this ocean. Sathasana binaya kutilasana priti. Sahaj kripanasana sundara niti. Mamata ratasana jnana kahani. Atilobhi sana virati bakhani. Krodhi samakamihi harikatha. Usar bij baye phala jatha. All these things are like sowing a seed in the barren land. All these things are meaningless. What are the things which are meaningless? Number one, Satha Sana Vinaya. There is an idiot, an unintelligent person, and you request him. Humility and request in front of an unintelligent, idiotic person, it is meaningless. Next one, Kutil Sana Preeti. Having love and friendship towards a Kutila, crooked, dishonest person. Sahaja Kripana Sana Sundaranit, a person who is highly miserly, conjuice. And then describing about the greatness of charity and donation to such a miserly person. Now they are all meaningless. Mamata ratasana jnana kahani. Talking wisdom to a person who is very much attached to the worldly things. Talking spiritual wisdom to a worldly person. Atilobhi san birati bakhani, a person who is highly greedy. Talking about dispassion to this greedy person. Krodhi sama, talking about the control of the mind to a person who is short-tempered, irritable in nature. Talking to him about mind control. Kamihi Harikatha, a lusty person, talking, giving narrating Harikatha, glory of Bhagavan in front of a lusty person. All these things are like sowing seeds in a barren land. Meaningless. Efforts are only wasted. So saying, Asakahi Raghupati chap chadava yahmat lachman ke mana bhava. And saying so, he fixed his arrow upon the bow, and Lakshmana liked it very much. This is what he had suggested earlier also. Sandhanyu Prabhu Bisik Karala Uti Udadi Ur Antara Jwala Makar Urag Jhash Gana Akulane Jarat Jantu Jala Nidhi Jabujane. And as Bhagavan fitted this arrow in order to dry up the ocean, what happened at that time? From within the ocean, huge flames of fire started rising, and all those aquatic creatures, crocodiles, fish, snakes, etc., they started burning within. And when Varuna Devata saw that all the beings are going to get burnt in this fire, Jarata Jantu Jala Nidhi Jabujane, Kanaka Thar Bhari Manigananana, Vipra Rupa Ayauta Jimana. Immediately, this Varuna Devata came in the form of a Brahmana with a plate filled with gems and jewels, giving up all his arrogance, giving up all his ego. काट ही पई कदरी फरई कोटि जतन कोई सींच बिनय न मान खगेश सुनो डाट ही पई न बनीच. So this is the saying. So here it is said that this plantain tree, banana tree, unless you cut it, it will not give fruit. It may not be about all banana trees, maybe some varieties are like that. Unless you cut it, it will not give fruit. It keeps on growing, it seems, and ultimately it breaks and falls. So you have to cut it. There is a particular variety. I don't think normal banana trees need to be cut. So here it is said, unless a plantain tree is cut, it won't give fruit. In the same way, these wicked people are also like that. They will never listen to your request and your submission. So sometimes you'll have to scold them properly. In Hindi there is a saying, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. In the same way, sometimes you will have to use force, sometimes you'll have to show anger. Samadana bheda, finally sometimes you'll have to use danda. That is what is said here. Sabhaya sindhu gahi pad prabhu kere chamahunath sab avagunu mere. With all fear, this Varuna Devata, he went prostrated to the feet of Bhagavan in the form of a Brahmana and said, "Oh Bhagavan, please forgive me, all faults are mine only. Gagana Samir Anal Jala Dharani Inkai Nath Sahaj Jadakarni." Oh Lord, in another way, actually speaking, you cannot blame us also. Because we are all created as Jada Padartha. Jada means inert. We don't have our own intelligence. As you have created us, so we will behave. So you cannot actually blame us also, because you only have created us. Which are these Jada Padarthas? Pancha Mahabhutas. Gagana, space. Samir, wind, air. Anala, fire. Jala, water. Dharani, earth. Pancha Mahabhutas. All of them, Bhagavan, you only have made us inert. So naturally we don't have our own intelligence. Tava prerita maya upajaye srishti hetu sab granthi kahaye. All the scriptures say so, that with your maya power, you created all of us like this, with certain properties. Every element has got a property. What is the property of space? It is empty, it is hollow, it gives avakasha, therefore it is called akasha. That is the property. What is the property of wind? It can flow. What is the property of fire? It can burn. It has heat. Now this is how Bhagavan you have created us. What is the property of water? It flows. It is liquid. And earth, it is hard. So Bhagavan, you have made us like this. So therefore now you cannot blame us. So therefore, Prabhu Pratap mein jab sukhai utari hi katku na mori badai. Bhagavan, of course you can shoot one arrow and dry up the entire ocean. But then my honor will be at stake. There is something called self-respect, dignity. You will be destroying that. So Bhagavan, whatever you say, we are ready to obey. But then solve this problem in such a way that my dignity is also preserved. Your work is also done. And all these living beings inside this ocean, they are also saved. So without drying up this ocean, Bhagavan, do something. सुनत बिनीत बचन अति कह कृपाल मुसुकाई जही विधि उतरे कपि कटको तात सो कहु उपाय. When Bhagwan listened to these humble words of Sagar Devata, Bhagwan's heart melted and he smiled. Because Bhagwan is compassionate. So then he said, okay then, you only tell, how should we cross along with these monkeys and bears? How should we cross? You only give some suggestion. At that time, this Sagar, ocean, he said, Nath Neel Nala Kapidau Bhai Larikai Rishi Asisupai. Bhagwan, in your army itself, there are 2 monkeys. They have these special abilities. This ability they got as a blessing from rishis. So these 2 monkeys are Nala and Neela. These 2 monkeys, it is said that when they were in the childhood stage, they used to go to these rishis ashrama and take all those, what you call that, their worshipping items, and they used to put it in the river, in the ocean or in the river, etc. So all these rishis, they would see their things missing. So they understood that these 2 boys used to do this. They take things and put it in the river. So therefore, they cursed or rather blessed that whatever they put in the river, they will only float. So this was the blessing given to Nala Neela. So then the ocean said, O Lord, 2 monkeys are there. Whatever they put in the ocean, it will only float. This is a special blessing given by the rishis to these 2 boys. Tinike paras kiye giri bhare, tariyahi jalade pratap tumhare. They need to only touch it and that thing will float. So Bhagwan, make use of these abilities of your own army people. Main puni urdhari prabhu prabhutai karyahu bal anuman sahai. Yes, but one thing is there. It may float, but it will go here and there, isn't it? Mere floating will not do. They have to remain together. Then only you can walk across. So then the ocean said, Bhagwan, as much as possible, I will see to it with my own ability. This ability is given by you only. With this ability, I will see to it that all those floating things, I will keep it together. By your grace, I will be able to do it, and thus all of you can cross over. Ehi vidhi nath payodhi bandhaiya jahiya sujasulok tihungaiya. This way, O Lord, please build the bridge. And thus your glory, your name and fame will be sung in all the 3 worlds. Ehisar mama uttar tatabasi hatahu nath kala nar agharasi. So now Bhagwan had already kept the arrow on his bow. So once Bhagwan has taken the arrow, he has to leave that arrow somewhere or the other. He can't just place it down. So naturally Bhagwan asked, now where should I shoot this arrow? So then this ocean said, O Lord, on my northern side, there are some wicked people who are doing a lot of wicked deeds. So you shoot that arrow in that direction and destroy all those wicked people there, living there. Bhagwan said, okay. And thus he shot that arrow in that direction. All those wicked people were killed. Suni kripal sagar manapira turatai hari ramaranadhira. Dekhi Ram bala paurusha bhari harshi payonidhi bhayo sukhari. And when this ocean saw this, that this arrow was shot and all of them got killed, he was extremely delighted and happy. Sakala charita kai prabhu hi sunava charana bandi pathodi thidava. Narrating all those things which these Rakshasas used to do in the Lanka, narrating all of them, prostrating in front of Bhagwan, this Varuna Devata went back. Then what happened? Nija bhavana gavaneyu sindhu Sri Raghupati yahamat bhayavu यह चरित कलिमल हर जथामति दास तुलसी गायवो सुख भवन संशय समन दवन विषाद रघुपति गुणगणा तजि सकल आस भरोस गावहि सुनहि संतत सठ मना. Nija bhavan gavanayu Sindhu. Sindhu has gone back to his house. Sri Raghupati Yahumata Bhayo. He liked this suggestion very much. This suggestion of building the bridge. He liked it very much. Yah charit kalimala har jathamati das tulasi gayo. Tulsidas ji says, according to my ability, according to my intelligence, I have narrated this episode, which is Kali Mala Hara, destroyer of all the impurities of Kali. Sukha Bhavana Samsaya Samana Davana Bishad Raghupati Gunaganam. These gunas, the glories of Bhagavan, is Sukha Bhavana. It is an abode of happiness, peace. Samsaya Samana. It is a destroyer of all samshayas, doubt, and Davana Samana, destroyer of all the, sufferings. It is a destroyer of all sufferings, doubts, and a giver of peace. Taji sakala as bharosa gavahi sunahi santata satamana, O foolish mind. So all this is addressed to the foolish mind. O foolish mind, giving up hopes and aspirations of the world, giving up all this, listen and sing the glories of Bhagavan. Sakala sumangala dayaka raghunayaka gunagan sadar sunahite tarahi bhava sindh bina jalajan. Raghunayaka gunagan, singing the glories of Bhagavan, is sakala sumangala dayaka, giver of all auspiciousness, goodness, prosperity. Sadar sunahite tarahi bhava, those people who listen to this episode with all love, with all respect, with all reverence, what happens to them? Tarahi bhava, they will cross over this ocean of samsara, Sindhu bina jalajan, without any ship. They will cross over this ocean of worldliness without any ship. So therefore, we must sing the glory of Bhagavan. Thus, this Sundarakand comes to an end. Now, why is it called Sundar? Now we will reflect a little. Why is it called Sundar? So what was the reason given? It is Sundar, it is beautiful because there is the glory of Bhagavan, there is a glory of Bhakta. All these things you will see. The greatness of Bhakta, the qualities of a Bhakta, greatness of Bhagavan, the nature of Bhagavan, all these things are mentioned in this Sundarkand. And these are all Sundar only, beautiful. How a devotee should be, how Bhagavan is, how a devotee should approach Bhagavan, what are the ways to develop bhakti, what are the things which pleases Bhagavan. All these things are mentioned in this one kand. Therefore it is Sundar. Another reason why it is Sundar is because in this everyone gets his desires fulfilled. This is the beauty of this kand. In all the other kand there is some kind of sorrow or this thing or that thing. But in this kand you will find everyone becomes happy. Somewhere this person was miserable and then they become happy. Like for example, first one, monkeys. What was the initial condition of monkey? There was worry, anxiety, fear. They did not know where Sita Mata was. And they did not know who will find the whereabouts of Sita. All those worries were there. And they had almost decided that they are all going to die. Either they will die fasting, or even if they come back to Sugriva, Sugriva will kill everyone. So anyway, they were ready to die. That was the condition when Hanumanji comes with this great wonderful news that Sita Mata is there, and he gets the message from her. So it was a new life for all those monkeys. So they got their desires fulfilled. What about Hanuman? Hanuman also got his desires fulfilled when he saw Sita Mata, when he could speak to them, and he did his work and come back. So he was also happy. What about Sita Mata? she also had her desires fulfilled. 10 months she was waiting in uncertainty, not knowing what was happening, why Bhagavan was not coming. She was literally going to give up her body. That was the situation, a hopeless situation. And then when the Hanumanji comes, again it was, she herself says, I was drowning in the ocean of grief of separation. O Hanuman, you came as a ship. So Sita Mata was also happy. And then who else? Vibhishana's case also. He was living in this Lanka, filled with worldliness, sensuality, this, that, etc. And now this Vibhishana had this great desire that I should, approach Bhagavan. But there was no way. Ultimately, he also became one with Bhagavan. So he was also happy. So everybody was happy. Even Bhagavan himself was happy when he came to know that, yes, Sita Mata is there, etc., etc. So you will find in this count, everyone was happy. Now I'll tell you one more thing. Even Ravana was happy. You know why? This is something which I kept for the last day. I did not want to spoil the mood by in between mentioning this. Now in Tulsi Ramayana, actually who is Ravana? If you know, they were Jaya Vijaya, who were cursed by the Sanakadi Rishis, isn't it? So Ravana and Kumbhakarna, Jaya Vijaya. So actually Ravana was a great devotee of Bhagavan. But because of the curse of Sanakadi Rishi, he had become an Rakshasa. Now here in Tulsi Ramayana, this Ravana tells to himself, see, with this Rakshasa body, no sadhana is possible, no meditation is possible, no bhajana is possible, singing glory and all is not possible, surrendering and all is not possible with this Rakshasa body. Then what is the only way to get liberation? The only way to get liberation is dying in the hands of Bhagavan. Whoever dies at the hands of Bhagavan, definitely they are going to get liberated. I think this is the only way in which I will get liberated. Now, this Ravana is making all plans in such a way that he would die at the hands of Bhagavan. This is what he does. So then what is the best way that Bhagavan would definitely kill him? The best way is kidnap his wife. Any man cannot stand this. Make him so irritated. And what is the best way? So he thought kidnapping his wife is the best thing. So he had two options. Now, first of all, he had a doubt whether he is really God or not. So he thought, if he is a human being, I will kill him. If he is God, he will kill me and liberate me. In both ways, I am going to get benefited. So then he goes, all these Maricha, this what you call, he becomes a deer, etc. This was only for one purpose, that Bhagavan should kill me. And then he kidnaps Sita. Now in Tulsi Ramayana, it is said that as he was kidnapping Sita, in his mind, he prostrates to the feet of Sita Mata. That is there in Tulsi Ramayana. Mentally he prostrates because he knew that this is mother of the universe. Jagat Janani she is. So mentally he prostrates. But externally he never showed to anyone that this was his intention. To everyone it appeared as though he was a lusty person. He was kidnapping Sita for all his, to fulfill all his sensuous desires, etc. It was not at all. His mind was pure. But externally he appeared as though he wanted Sita as his wife. So he kidnapped Sita. And he kept on threatening her so that Bhagavan will come to Lanka to kill him. And if you see the different stages, even Vibhishana, now whoever told Ravana that, oh Ravana, oh Lord, give Sita back, give Sita, whoever told it, immediately Ravana would get angry. Because the only way in which he can get liberation is by keeping Sita there itself. How many people advised him? Mandodari advised him. Vibhishana advised him. Hanuman advised him. In the end, Shuka also advised. He would never listen. Inside there was a hidden agenda. Now if you see, When Vibhishana asked him to give back Sita and then fell at his feet and then he kicked and all, in fact, Ravana could have easily killed him or imprisoned him, isn't it? When somebody is disobeying the king, what is the normal punishment given? Either imprisonment or death. But you will find that Ravana did not do that. He allowed Vibhishana to go to the other side. Why? Because he knew that in our entire family, this one person is the one who has love for Bhagavan. So therefore, let him go and be at the feet of Bhagavan. Because he is capable of doing this bhajana, etc. Let him go. So actually, he kicked Vibhishana out of love. Now, this is a totally different, what you call, way of looking at it. This is the specialty of Tulsi Ramayana. Even Ravana is a hero only, a good person. So then he kicked Vibhishana. And then silently allowed him, because he loved Vibhishana also. He kicked Shuka also, allowed him to go. He did not imprison them or kill them. And you know one more thing. See, those who know how to fight battles, they know one thing. You should never fight battle in your own hometown, because it will destroy your hometown. So always battle is taken to some other place. Some other place or in the enemy's home ground. Battle is never fought in one's own home ground. Because battle means destruction. Now here you will find, though Ravana was capable of taking his army, because they are all Nishacharas, they could fly in the air, they could have fought the war on the other side of the ocean, but Ravana doesn't do that. What does Ravana do? He allows the Bhagavan's army to come this side, so that all the Rakshasas are killed by his lotus hand in his place, so that all of them will get liberation. He knew that all these Rakshasas, they will never get liberation. The only way they will get liberation is by dying in the hands of Bhagavan. So not only I should get liberation, all these Rakshasas also should get liberation. Therefore they, Ravana invited as though Bhagavan allowed him to come to his place and kill all Rakshasas. So Ravana is good or bad? See, after all, he is a devotee of Bhagavan, isn't it? Because of some curse, he became like that. Not an ordinary devotee. To become the, the gods of Vaikuntha, is it a joke? How much bhakti he should have. But that bhakti is called Vaira Bhakti. There are different kinds of bhakti also. Different attitudes are there. You can have any type of attitude towards Bhagavan. Ravana took the attitude of Vaira Bhakti. Vaira Bhakti means considering Bhagavan as one's own enemy. So he was so perfect in his bhakti that even by mistake, he did not utter Ram. Even by mistake. And not only that, all through the entire Ramayana, he kept this hidden desire. He never told even to his own wife also. Even Mandodari also he didn't say. He kept it to himself. So when this Ravana saw the glory of Hanuman, the strength of one Duta, he could burn entire Lanka and escape just like that, he was also happy. Definitely this is Bhagavan only. He was getting confirmation one after the other from different sources that this is none other than Bhagavan. So if I die in his hands, I will surely get liberated. So therefore it is Sundarkand. Why Sundar? Everybody is happy. Heroes are also happy, villains are also happy. All of them got their desires fulfilled. Now, the In North India, the Sundarkand Parayana is very famous. Very famous. Why it is famous? So a strong belief, and it's a fact also, if you have any desires which you want to get fulfilled, if you have any desires which are there to be fulfilled, then chant this. Every day Parayana you do of Sundarkand, whatever desires you have, it will definitely be fulfilled. This is the belief. Because this is one canto where everyone's desires got fulfilled. Right? Just like Hanuman Chalisa chanting is famous, this Sundarkand Parayana is also very famous. Bhagwan answers our prayers in 4 ways. You know what are the 4 ways? Number 1, yes. Number 2, no. Number 3, wait. Number 4, take. Here is something better. What are the 4? First one, yes. Whatever you ask, he gives you. Number 2, no. No means what you ask, he doesn't give. Why he doesn't give? He doesn't give because it is not good for you. And therefore he doesn't give. Suppose the child asks for knife. Will the mother give? Child is asking for knife to play. Will the mother give? No. Suppose the child is not well, having fever, and the child is asking for ice cream. Will the mother give? No. So sometimes our prayers are such that it is not answered. And normally when it is not answered, our faith in God is shaken, isn't it? I have been praying for so many days, but Bhagwan is not listening. He has turned a deaf ear. It is not, it is, he has turned a deaf ear. It is only that whatever you are praying for is not good for you. So this is no. There are very many people who have lost faith in God. They have thrown away the photos, etc. out when they saw that their prayers were not answered. It is foolish. Now the third one. What is the third one? Wait. Wait means what? When the right time comes, I myself will give you. You have to wait. We have no patience. That is our problem. We want things immediately. The third is wait. Wait patiently. Just like Sita Mata had to wait patiently. The right time will come. So this is third one. What is the fourth one? Take. Here is something better. So Bhagavan says, oh my dear child, what you are asking is a very inferior thing, low thing. There is something higher also, which you are not aware. So what does Bhagavan do? You are asking for something and Bhagavan gives something better. Take. Here is something better. This is how Bhagavan answers our prayers. So this you must always keep in mind. So whenever you have any desire to be fulfilled, you must do some kind of tapas. This Bhagavan loves. So sit in front of your Lord. Choose one Ishtadevata, one mantra. One. Don't have too many Ishtadevatas, then it won't work. Normally this is a problem with all Hindu ladies. Every day one. Monday Shiva. Tuesday Ganapati. Wednesday Narayana. Thursday Guru. Friday Devi. And Saturday Rama. Now Normally this is the complaint also. They come with to us. Swamiji, every murti is there in my puja room. Now my problem is how much Naivedya to prepare, how much Aarti to do. Big problem. You can't give Naivedya, prepare all the Naivedya and all the puja and all Aarti. It takes a lot of time. In Mumbai, there was one lady. She had appointed one pujari to do all these kind of things because it takes a lot of time. All these are because of our ignorance about the truth. Choose one devata, stick to one. If you see all the great saints, they have always chosen one, isn't it? Tulsidas ji, who is the Ishta Devata of Tulsidas ji? Rama. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who is the Ishta Devata? Kali. All great people, if you see, they stick to one. Mirabai, Krishna. So in the same way, you must also stick to one. If you, if your puja room is like a supermarket where everything is available. Puja room may have all those, but you must have one Ishta Devata. Otherwise what happens is, it is like digging the well in many, many places. What happens? You will be digging everywhere, but water is not there. If you want to get water, what you should do? Dig at one place. Go on. This is what you have to do. One Ishta Devata, one mantra. Now which is the most powerful mantra? Om. Anything else? Gayatri. Anything else? Om Namo Narayanaya. Anything else? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Next one. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Next one. Om Namah Shivaya. Next one. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Then what you call? Mahamantra. Which is that? Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare. Which is the most powerful one? Now see, this is the problem. Everybody says my mantra is the most powerful. This is the one thing to be chanted. Gayatri, ultimate. Oh, okay. 100%. No. For Kali Yuga, Hare Rama. Now there is a fight between all devotees. My mantra is more powerful. Remember one thing. Mantra means mananat trayate iti mantraha. What is the definition of mantra? That which protects the chanter. Mananat trayate. You have to do mananam. Mananam means chanting. Unless you chant, that mantra cannot protect you. So actually a mantra becomes powerful only when you chant it. That mantra can become powerful only to you, the one who chants. So please keep this in mind. There is no mantra which is the most powerful. There is nothing. The one who chants it regularly, with faith, with dedication, for that person this mantra becomes powerful. All mantras are equally potent. They are all equally powerful. There is no higher and lower as far as the mantras are concerned. Because actually speaking, from where should the power come from? Remember, power can come only from God, correct? And who is God? Aham Brahma Asmi. So if the power has to come, there is no other way. It has to come from yourself. So when you are chanting a particular mantra, what is happening? What is happening is that power which is already there in you, that which is latent in you, it comes out. You understood? It is like looking at the mirror. Whatever is there in you is shown as though it is coming from the mirror. Nothing is coming from the mirror. What is coming is only what you are. In the same way, infinite power is there within you because you are none other than God, Tattvam Asi. You are the Supreme Lord. So if the power has to come, there is no other way. It has to come from yourself. Mantra is only a medium. to express the power in you. So it doesn't matter which name you chant, which mantra you chant. Remember, it also doesn't matter who gives you, who initiates you to this mantra. That is also not important. But yes, normally we take a mantra from a guru. It is only to develop faith in the potency of mantra. Now, just because some great enlightened guru has given the mantra doesn't mean that mantra will protect you. That mantra can protect you only when you chant it regularly. These fundamentals should be clear. So, in life, if you want to develop a relationship with God, what should be done? Choose one Ishtadevata, choose one mantra. Many times people come and ask, Swamiji, which Ishtadevata should I choose? Now, I cannot choose it for you. You have to choose it for you. Actually, this question never existed some 50, 70 years back. You know why? Every family had a Kula Devata. So they had to worship that Kula Devata. So this choice was not there whether to which God to worship. This choice was not there. You have to worship your Kula Devata. The problem has come now because in the modern generation, nobody worships anyone. They don't even know what is this Kula Devata. Isn't it? So the point is this: choose one Devata, whichever it is, and know that every God is none other than the same Supreme God. There is only one God. Understand this. Don't say Shiva is superior to Rama or Rama is superior to Shiva. There is no such thing. Choose one God, very well knowing that there is only one God. In fact, even this statement is wrong. There is only one God is wrong. There is only God is the right one. This is the truth. So therefore, whenever you worship, hold on to one God. Hold on to one mantra. And this way, intensify your sadhana. So though we had mentioned Rama, Rama, Rama everywhere, understand this very same Rama is Krishna also. This very same Krishna is Shiva also. There is no difference. They are all one. So you may read any scripture. Read Bhagavatam, there Vishnu is superior. Read Shiva Puranam, then Shiva is superior. But you must have this understanding that God is only one. This way, otherwise what happens is there is only fight in the name of God. This is the most unfortunate thing in this world now. Spirituality is supposed to give peace and happiness. That very same spirituality, when misunderstood, is bringing only violence, terror and death. That is the most unfortunate thing happening in this world today. The whole terrorism is based on spirituality only. In the name of God, people kill and die. This is only because our understanding about spirituality is not right. Right? I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of Pujya Gurudev. May we all develop this kind of devotion which was exhibited by Vibhishana, by Hanumanji, by Sita Mata, and thus become liberated in this very same birth. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Shri Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।